What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And today we're jumping into talking about electricity. This is not something that's always glamorized because this is the side that actually costs money to mining. But uh, electricity for most people is not free. We either don't live in a location that electricity is not free, or you know, we're paying for the electricity. Anyway, so I just got my electricity bill in. It has kind of leveled off now. So I've been running about 3 gigahash stable for a little over 2 months now. And I figured I would give it some time for the bill to get, caught up because my electric company bills obviously from the month before, and then they charge you the month after. So say if I went up to like 4 gigahash this month, I wouldn't see that bill till next month, obviously. But I'm gonna show you my bill and how it breaks down, and how you guys can maybe look at your electric and basically find out if you're making money, if you're not making money, and all that kind of stuff. So just I'm gonna empower you guys. So let's go down here, flip the screen over. Ooh, there we are. Okay. Before we get on to that, I wanted to bring up my bill. So I took a snippet from my current bill. This is from October 25th to November 23rd. And I have a variable electric rate inside of my garage. So what that means is on the first 750 kilowatts, I get charged 11.1 cents per kilowatt. And that comes out to $83.39. I have a basic customer charge of $21, no matter if I burn 0 watts or not. And then my next rate is I get 1,250 kilowatts at 9.3 cents. That comes out to $116.91. And then after 1,200 kilowatts, I get charged 8.8 cents for everything else. So I had a total burn of, it doesn't actually tell me, but I burned 5,800 kilowatts at the 8.8 cents. So I did 5, 6, 7. I did like almost 8,000 kilowatt hours in that month. So a little bit shy of that, and that came out to $747.57. This does not show the actual taxes though. It was about another $50 in taxes when I go to pay my bill. So my bill actually comes out to about $800. But the big thing here is to know what you're paying per kilowatt hour. There's so many people that actually don't know, or they'll just Google it, and they don't know about the other fees and the other little stipulations. In some states and some areas, the more power you use, the more expensive it gets. So just know what you need to know what you're paying to be able to know what you're making, if that makes sense. So I paid, I'm going to just round it up. We'll say $800 a month in electric. And on my farm, I have a little over 3 gigahash, but I'm going to round it off to 3 gigahash flat. And we're looking at about $179 a day, or about $5,000 a month. So if we say, let's whack off $1,000 for electric, I profited about $4,000. That is a good month. It's been a really good month for mining. Can't complain. Obviously, there were some up days, there were some down days. For the most part, that's about what I did. Now, if you're paying more for electric, that's where things start to, the razor's edge starts to come out. Majority of my farm, about half and half, is efficient cards. And what I mean by that is you could go and buy old, like what was it? Like R9 380s and stuff like that, and they could hash. You could get I think the R9 390s, you could get an 8 gigabyte and stuff like that. I had a 290. You could get those in 8 gigabyte variant. You could mine Ethereum on them, but they burn a boatload of power. So if you're burning a boatload of power, then that means you're paying much more for electric. And if your electric rate is higher, you could be burning up all of your profits. So that's why a lot of people look for more efficient cards. Your 30 series cards, 20 series on NVIDIA. For AMD, realistically, I would try to stay 5,000, 6,000 a series. The RX 6600s and 6600 XTs are awesome little cards for what they do. Even the 6800, I really like that one too. Can't complain. Basically, anything modern is fairly efficient. But a lot of people are like, oh, I can save money, buy older cards, and it just goes to bite you as soon as realistically, as soon as the market goes down and we're not making a lot of money. And what I mean by that is, say if my farm goes down to making, I don't know, what, $50 a day. Let's bring up hold on, let me bring up a calculator here. So we're doing $50 a day at 30 days. We're looking at $1,500 a month, and I burned $1,000 in electric. I only profited $500. $500 still sounds really, really good, but you're getting near that razor's edge. I start making less than $50 a day. Say, for example, if I make $25 a day times 30 days, we're coming out $750. We're at that point, we are break even, if not losing a little bit of money. So that's when you need to decide, am I paying for the electric out of my crypto? Because at that point, you would be mining all this crypto, taking all this money in, converting it and selling it into USD. That's a taxable event of the income and also the sale. You got to pay on the gains. Then you're using that money to pay for the electric. Of course, that could be a write-off for the electric, but it's not enough to offset it. So you are losing. Even though technically I guess you'd be breaking even, you're losing. So do you pay for that electric out of your pocket? That's what I would do. And you want to have the most efficient cards possible if you're going to be paying for electric out of pocket if the market goes down. A lot of people are like, oh man, if it goes down, I'm going to just stop mining. That is my biggest regret, is I slowed down on mining during the last bear market. And what I mean by bear market, if you don't know, that's when the market goes down, profitability goes down, price of coins goes down. It doesn't look like we're making anything. But man, if I would have kept mining in a full capacity, because I scaled way back, if I would have mined in a full capacity and held those coins until this current bull run that we're in now, man, I can't complain. I'm already sitting pretty good. Like I held out on a lot of coins and did really well on them, but I could have done even better. So that's why I'm just trying to talk about efficiencies. If you have a lower electric rate, I guess you can only control that so much because it's depending on where you're at. There may not be a lot of options, but you can control the cards you buy. Well, within reason, if you can actually find cards. So if you get decent cards that are efficient, then your profitability stays higher longer. Does that make sense? Also, before we end the video, I did want to touch on solar. A lot of people are like, man, why don't you do solar? Why don't you do solar? Solar is great if you're in a location that you're going to be in for long term. I am not going to be in my current location long term, so solar would not work for me. The guy even that came out and like looked at my roof and stuff, because I was thinking about doing it like the professional way, and then I was looking at doing it the DIY way. And both ways, it just didn't make sense because I didn't see myself being here for more than a few more years. Now, where I'm moving to next, hopefully that'll be a long-term solution, and I'll definitely be doing solar because I think solar in a grid tie format is the way to go. You don't have to waste the money on batteries. The solar panels last a long time, and you're basically just using the grid as sort of like a little bit of a battery bank. But I'd plan on burning every bit of power that comes through those solar panels. Not like the average person. They would be like, feeding back in when they're not there and then using from the grid. But anyway, hopefully this clears up a couple things. If you are curious on how to calculate what you're paying for per kilowatt hour, it's as simple as you could go and take your electric bill, right? So say if your electric bill is like $800, and then go and take, well, I guess if you don't have a way to meter all of your electric. See, I installed one of my like at home meter things, and it goes around my main feed lines coming into my shop, so I can actually see exactly how much power I'm burning. But if you don't have that, you'd basically have to guesstimate. You have to like go and add up everything. I guess you could add up all your mining stuff, and most people obviously mine inside their house. So you could be like, boom. Okay, let's break it out on a calculator right now. Wait a second. Y'all can't see what I'm seeing. There we are. Let's break it on a calculator. So, for example, if you get an electric bill and it is $300 for last month, and you are, sorry, I got a message, and you are burning 5,000 watts, or 5,000 kilowatts, then that means you're paying 6 cents per kilowatt hour. Wow, that'd be really cheap. More realistically, a $300 electric bill, and you're burning, 2,000 kilowatt hours in a month, you're paying 15 cents per kilowatt hour. To calculate your kilowatts, you look at a rig. Say, for example, if you have a 3090 and your 3090 is doing 300 watts times 24 hours, 7.2 kilowatts, because you divide that by 1,000 and you times that by 30, divide that by 1,000. So your 3090 is burning 216 kilowatt hours in a month. You can times that by your electric rate, which we were slightly trying to figure out earlier. If you don't know your exact burn, just you can guesstimate by like adding up your cards together. So 216 times, say you got a high electric bill, you're paying 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So to run that 3090 for a month costs you $32. I guarantee a 3090 right now makes way more than $32 a month. Let's go over to Wet-A-Mine. I'm curious. What does a 3090 do in a month? Let's take that off. Let's put on 3090. Okay. Calculate. And Ethereum, it's doing $6.93 a day before power. So 6.93 times 30, looking at $200 a month. Take 30 away, you're looking at $160 to $170 in profit. So really, really, it's easy to figure out if you're making money. And it baffles me when I talk to people and I'm just like, yo, what's your electric rate? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, do you pay for your own power? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, man, if you don't know what you're paying, how do you know what you're making? You gotta know your numbers. So hopefully I didn't confuse you guys or anything, and hopefully I made sense. If I didn't, comment down below. Love to try to help you out. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace, adios, all those kind of things. Bye.